follow-up practice question. Number 1, how much cost should be assigned to units transferred to the next department? So these 85,000, I'm going to write that in, 85,000 completed units. So if they're completed, that means they're complete with respect to conversion as well as direct materials. So these 85,000 completed units, how much cost am I going to assign to them? Well, I'm going to look at my equivalent units of production calculation, right? And so to spread my total cost over, I used completed units and equivalent units in ending work in process. So these are the two numbers, 85,000 and 11,900, that I'm going to be assigning costs to. So number 1, the cost of units transferred to the next department is going to be my cost per equivalent unit, and this is all for just for conversion costs. So my cost per equivalent unit for conversion is equal to $8.804 times units completed, right? So I'm attaching costs to these 85,000 units, and I get $748,340. And then number 2, what is the cost of these 17,000 units that are still in process at the end of the period for conversion? Now, this cost, I just want to point out, this is not the total cost of these 85,000. This is only for conversion. So if I wanted to know my true transfer into the next department, I would have to do this whole thing again for direct materials as well, which the problem doesn't give us. So this is only half of the puzzle. So for ending WIP, I'm going to use that same cost per equivalent unit, 8.804, times my equivalent units. Now these 85,000 are equivalent units completed, right? Because I completed these, they are 100% complete. I'm not going to spread this over 17,000 units because they're not finished with respect to conversion costs. So any cost that I had sitting in work in process, I didn't incur enough cost to finish these. So they're only 70% complete. So I'm using this piece right here, the 17,000 times 70%, which is my 11,900. I'm multiplying my cost per equivalent unit times my equivalent units in ending WIP. And that will give me approximately, again, because I had to round this, $8.804, that will give me approximately $104,767.60 in ending work in process. And then I can use a little reconciliation. So what really happened here? If I look at a normal T account now, where I'm looking at dollars, and again, this is going to be an estimation. I'm not going to be completely balanced because I had to round my cost per equivalent unit, but here's my work in process for welding in dollars. My beginning balance of 18,000 units had $16,200 sitting in it. That's from the problem. I added $836,880 worth of cost, right? So my total cost of beginning plus added is up here also, $853,080. Oops. $853,080. And now I just calculated the cost of transferred out, $748,340. Again, this is only for conversion. And then ending $104,767.60. So these two should equal these two. And when I add these two together, I get pretty darn close, $853,107.60, right? Versus $853,080, right? So I'm off by what, $27, which is pretty immaterial when you look at how large the numbers are, right? So this is really like doing a reconciliation report, which the chapter talks about, and the slides we'll talk about in a few minutes.